This is Patrick from EasyFX Code Trading System, and it's Sunday, the 20th of October 2019, and this is the weekly analysis for spot gold and dollar yen. Let's take a look at spot gold. And since the last review on Tuesday and Thursday, it has been consolidating in a very tight range for relatively tight range for spot gold. It's been trading below the monthly pivot at 1497.94 and with support from the daily 55 EMA around 1485, and on Friday it has also been constrained by the previous rising trend line and as well as the weekly pivot at 1493. Let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame. And this was the resistance that we identified at the weekly pivot, and on the 4-hour time frame the 55 period EMA is constraining it at resistance as well, and with the previous swing high as support at 1487, although it did spike lower to 1485. So this basically just cuts through around the middle of the range from the weekly pivot down to the 21 fib level at around 1480. So, but yesterday was or Friday was a very small trading range for spot gold. So on a weekly time frame, you can see that it's closed as a spinning top at the lower end of the previous week's bearish candlestick, and it could continue until at least for another week until the FOMC meets at the end of October. So at the moment, unfortunately, spot gold is in a consolidation mode. So until it can break out higher above this resistance zone, above basically the key resistance at 1500, or break down lower below 1480 and 1475 area, then that will be a breakout on either side, and we'll see what the new weekly pivots will be for next week. All right, let's take a look at dollar yen. And over the last few days, the economic data from the US has been lower than expected, with poor retail sales figures, and then on Thursday it was also poor Philly Fed manufacturing index figures. So since Wednesday, it has not been able to climb above the daily 200 EMA and has fallen back below the swing high at the 108.50 level, and closed bearish for the end of Friday. Let's take a look at the weekly time frame, and it's closed as a spinning top. So there could be a pause in the bullish move, and it could also consolidate or retrace lower. We'll see what the new pivot level is for next week. But at the moment it's looking short-term bearish and looking to turn down towards the 108.00 level. Let's take a look at the 4 time frame. Right, there is a before the 108 level, there is the 55 period EMA coming up at 108.20 level. So that could be an intermediate support. And it's also seems to be consolidating in an ascending wedge pattern here. So we'll see if it can continue lower to the bottom end of the lower trend line. So it's possible that it still can reach 108, and last week's pivot level was at 107.90, and it could be a support zone down here. Again, we'll see what the new weekly pivot is for next week on Monday. But this is consolidating in a rising wedge. So it's possible that it's going to consolidate as well as spot gold until the FOMC meets at the end of October. Alright, so for next week, there is just one key economic news on Thursday with the core durable goods orders, and the rest of the week is fairly news light. The only main key events will be the Brexit vote from the UK, and as well as any developments on the trade talks, trade negotiations between US and China. So other than that, there's fairly light on the news front. All right, so we'll follow up on Tuesday for daily analysis and updates on the weekly pivots. And do check out my other video as well on Euro, cable, and the Aussie dollar, as well as my Ichimoku analysis for Euro and cable. Meanwhile, have a good trading week and cheers.